Hey everybody, welcome back to Checkpoint on Campus, your voice of collegiate esports. Your host Norris Howard here, joined by Jacob Brothers as always. And you guys do not understand, we have a very special guest with us today, one of the preeminent minds of college esports. We have Dr. Haskell himself from Boise State in the building. I'm so excited to have this conversation. As you can see, their facilities are beautiful and luminous, and we are very happy to have the good doctor with us on the show today. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. This is going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the first thing I definitely want to ask is that, Boise State, alongside, a few other programs out there on the West, have been looked at as the preeminent programs to sort of emulate when it comes to the holistic esports experience. You guys have a competitive team. You guys got great facilities, great staff. What was it about Boise State and what you guys have been able to put together that have allowed it to grow into what the program is today?
It doesn't hurt that we have a Division I, FBS college football program that gets a lot of attention. And we modeled a lot of what we designed the program to look like and feel like and sound like after that program. And so people maybe grabbed onto it here a little bit quicker. Plus, we came in as the 24th or 25th school, I think, overall. There are more than 300 now full varsity programs. We were in early enough that there was a lot of energy behind what we were doing, and we got to follow in the just amazing footsteps of folks like AJ Dimmick at Utah, Mark and Kathy at UCI, others on the West Coast that we could compete with right away. So honestly, it's being early, but also blue turf. It helps us.
Yeah, talking about development, let's talk about Overwatch. I've had a very interesting relationship with Boise State Overwatch. I started out I started out by saying mean things. I was like, maybe someday they'll win something. And then I was like, their tanks are really good. I'm addicted to good tanks. And then I watched them all. I'm like, their DPS is pretty good. And now I've gotten to the point where I root for them because they've become such a powerful force. And I know that the NECC Overwatch Championship had an interesting ride that maybe you can also touch on, but also the team as a whole, how have you felt about the development of that team? And then what do you feel will come next for that team's success?
Well, you're going to be blown away by our recruiting class coming in. Names that you'll recognize from contenders. Matt Merck is committed for fall. Maxall, Chosen, all heavily active in the contenders run this year are all incoming students. Well, our B team will be 4,100 average. Our A team will be 45 and contain 6 either current or historical top 500. So we're definitely building out that part of what we do. But the folks that you mentioned this year, still part of that core group, folks like Michael Jenks, Guac, who's grown into from, master's average to perennial GM, main tank, Winston Ball, obviously everybody, big, tall shield man. Everybody plays him. But honestly, we just continue to work every semester on getting better as a team, being quicker to react, being smarter in fights. And it helped us. We won the Play Versus collegiate tournament this year. We are co-owners of the championship in the NECC, which we're very proud that that's another Mountain West team that we get to share that with. There was no championship game played, but we're comfortable that would have gone in our favor too. So
yeah,
it's been good for our Overwatch squads. Yeah.
Well, one thing I definitely want to ask is, talking about those big wins, both in Madden and Play Versus, as you talked about building out the program, obviously we are seeing across the country that scholarships are a major part of those recruitment processes. And
for sure,
now you guys are also offering a scholarship or a program and scholarships for Esports Broadcast as well, which is something that we're not seeing a lot of in the rest of the country. So first of all, I would love to thank you as somebody who is a esports media person. Thank you, because people will be trained when they get to me. But I love the fact that you guys are also making an investment into this. Can you talk a little bit about why you guys made the decision to make sure that was a part of the esports program at Boise State?
So the core philosophy is no one is better at telling your story than you are. So we knew if anybody was going to appreciate what we did, if we were going to broadcast, then that had to be a core part of what we do. I'm actually sitting up on our broadcast desk right now because the lighting is the best here. But whether it is on-camera talent or actual broadcast support and team support. This is our control room for our broadcast. We do about 40 hours of live new content every week from our arena here. But it has to be that the storytellers are attached to what we do. Otherwise, we're relying on someone else to make a big deal about what we do. And we've been able to do a lot more with that. We donate a ton of broadcasting to high school organizations so that they can just have a great broadcast, right? We just finished the Missouri high school Overwatch tournament, both JV and varsity, did like 60 hours of content for them this year because it's a great thing to do and we like it. And there may or may not be some recruiting residual that comes from something like that, but I digress. Yeah, it's as important as any one of our varsity teams.
Yeah, and so lastly, I definitely want to say last year you won the NACE Esports Coach of the Year, a really cool honor. And one thing I definitely want to say as a fan of not just collegiate esports, but all esports, I think is a very well-deserved award. We want to thank you for all you've done in collegiate esports in the space. And I just want to ask, we heard about the Overwatch rosters, but what's next for Boise State? Are you guys looking to expand into any more games? Is there some Valorant play on the horizon? What are you guys thinking about for fall 2021?
So we support our clubs who want to play those games only when they come into varsity, which usually is a character of we trust that the competitive scene is going to be around. There are lots of other schools to play. Honestly, we need those rivalries with UNLV. We need UNLV to kick our butts early season to have compelling storylines, and they did again this year. Don't get me started on that. I'm looking at you, Groove. The benefit of these other games, Valorant, which is now a supported game for us. There's a full roster in it. We broadcast for them. We don't coach or scholarship that yet. It's on the student side, but we give them jerseys and they get to use the space, and we broadcast for them and all of those types of things. We added Madden this year. Madden has become our new fourth game, and Wasey Williams won the NACE and the Play Versus national championships in that this year. So honestly, as it looks like there's a good supportive system that I can, recruit Groove to come here for his master's work, and I can make sure I can support him with scholarship all the way through that. That's what helps something become a varsity game. But games, most of the battle royales are probably not going to make that yet, because again, how do we build the really important, almost football-like rivalry with UNLV over Fortnite, right? Or right. Apex, or it's much harder to tell those stories in a compelling way, because nobody cares if we're good at something unless we've got a rival like a Colorado State or UNLV or Fresno State.
Well, thanks so much, Doc, for joining us.
You guys rock
again. And you do, and we appreciate all you're doing. And I cannot wait until we are somewhat back to normal, so Checkpoint can visit the Boise State studios out there. That's right. We'll get Weird Beard back out there as well as the rest of us. Thank you again, and we wish you luck in all your recruitment drives as well as all of your competitions over the summer and into the fall.
Thanks a ton. See you guys.